I feel like that's a different intro.
It sounds different.
That's right. Oh. All right, how long do we let this one ride out?
I don't know if it's not, tell us, but yeah, let's ride it. Here we go.
All right, game time. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of King of the Court. We are your host, Tyler, Jimmy. You know what I need to do?
What?
You know how when you tune into ESPN or CNN or Fox News, a lot of times they'll have something on the screen that says the views and everything like that expressed by the people in this show are not directly relating to that of the network.
Oh, yeah.
I need to put that on ours.
But what's our network?
I don't know. It's King of the Court.
So, yes, if you don't like our views or our opinions, it's not King of the Court's
Exactly.
fault. There you go.
All right. Welcome back. We have a fun topic today. I think it's good to be kind of back. Everything's calmed down somewhat. And so we're going to talk about MLP. That's this upcoming week. So we're super stoked on that. But first and foremost, we want to thank our sponsors. And we also have a new sponsor today.
New sponsor.
But first, we're going to start with Pickler. Pickler is the premier indoor location. They also have a e-commerce platform where you need to buy your next pickleball paddle, bag, or anything pickleball related.
Yes.
It's your one-stop shop for everything pickleball. Use code KOTC at picklershop.com to save yourself some good money. We cannot tell you the amount that you're going to be saving because it is the best that you can save anywhere.
And what is it called again? MDDA or something? What is it?
Oh, map pricing?
MAP, that's it.
Minimum advertised pricing.
That's it. I was close. I got the M right.
Yeah, so go check it out.
You can buy this hat there, by the way. It's not bad. Looks good. Stack hat.
Are we ever going to see you without a hat?
No, never. Absolutely not.
I've seen you once.
Nobody wants to see me without a hat. Trust me.
There's a lot of people in the comments chirping about you to take off your hat.
They're going to chirp about all sorts of things.
All right, next. What do we have over here, Jimmy?
We got some Crown pickleballs. Kevin Perkins at Crown.
Crown pickleball socks.
Guys, look at these socks. They have my face on them. Who wouldn't want to wear a pair of socks with my face?
We got a package and I opened it up and I had no idea this was coming. And sure enough, it has some socks with both of our faces on it and it is great.
I'm kind of in love with them. I'll be honest. Like, I think that these are going to be daily wearers.
Do I have to wear those or do you wear those? Like, do I wear your face or do you wear your own face?
I don't know. Maybe we
switch them.
Should we rotate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One on each.
I can wear your face. Is that weird?
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
Anyways, check them out.
Crown
pickleballs. They are great, durable, great value for what you're getting. Check them out. There's a lot of tournaments that are switching over to use this ball. We'd love to hear it. Use code KOTC at checkout to support them and save yourself some money. Next, we have a new sponsor. Do you know who it is?
I do.
Who is it? Tell us.
Because you told me.
I did. I told you a couple days ago.
Acacia shoes, Acacia Sports.
Yes.
They're a longtime sponsor of yours.
Yes.
You have a signature shoe with them.
I do.
And I happen to have a pair.
You bought them when they first came out.
The very first ones that came out, the orange ones.
And that's the best you've ever played is when you wore those.
By far.
Yeah.
But the new edition that we have right here.
Yep. So these are the updated shoes. They came out maybe, 6-8 months ago or so, and I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
They are so comfortable and they are much more durable than the previous version. And so check them out. They look good. They're white, gray. I've had them. I've been with Acacia for almost close to 3 years, I would think. And yeah, they just keep getting better and better.
Honestly, what I'll say about these shoes is they are very durable. The soles are thick. They last a long time. I mean, obviously it always depends on how much you play, but I've had mine for 3 months now, 4 months now,
at least.
And they still look brand new. They're lightweight. They
super lightweight.
Yeah. And they look good. And the other thing is they're made for pickleball.
Yeah.
They're pickleball specific.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Yeah. I love them. So check them out.
We also have a code for you guys to use. So use code KOTC at acaciasports.com.
Check them out. Seriously, you guys will like them. I promise.
Yeah. Super comfy. And as Jimmy was saying, they're super lightweight. I feel like I'm very fast when I'm wearing them.
You're fast?
I am fast.
Been faster with your
5-minute mile over
I know.
here.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Loong, clap it up. 5 Minute Mile.
All right, last but not least, we have our sponsor, Mod Balls. We love them. We see a lot of you guys using our code. We love it. We hope you are enjoying your experience. They are great energy and great fuel for your competition when you're at tournaments and just throughout the week. Honestly, just a little pick me up. Just use it, eat it, and you're going to feel a lot better than without.
Yeah. Modballs.com.
Jimmy eats them all, according to all the comments.
Yes. Modballs.com.
All right, now we can move on.
You know what we should get as a sponsor?
Who?
We should get like Trident.
Oh, and that would be the best advertising for them.
100%. But would people stop watching our podcast if Trident was a sponsor?
Probably after 2 or 3, but it'd be worth it for those 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So I kid you not, Jimmy walked into my house today and he was chewing gum and I made him spit it out.
Okay. First of all, I will never make that mistake again. Okay. I promise I won't. But just know that I like to be fresh. I like to like smell good. I like to like, I don't want to be that guy. So I apologize for the gum again. I'm not apologizing anymore. You guys, that's enough.
All right, Jimmy. Okay. So as we said, things have slowed down a little bit. And so we're going to kind of move past some of that drama and we're going to talk about this week.
It's nice. We can finally talk about actual pickleball.
Are you going to be there?
I don't know yet. I'm 50-50. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 50-50. There's some logistical thing, not really logistical things. There's more like...
This guy will say he'll be at every tournament, and then when it comes time
well,
to it,
the problem with this one
chance.
is I actually have a real job because you guys need to buy more Acacia shoes and buy more mod balls and more Crown pickleballs. And so that's my issue. But with that being said, I'm working on it. We'll see. I didn't even know it was going to happen. So I'm glad that it's happening. And there was the rumors of the boycotts, and there was the rumors that it wasn't going to happen, and these guys couldn't play, and so I'm glad that it's finally happening.
What's the latest with rumors of boycotting?
I don't think anybody at this point. I expect everybody to be there because at the end of the day, just before we get into it, like these are 2023 contracts that you're playing under, right? And everybody has already signed these and agreed to these, and I'm not sure you really want to burn bridges for 2024 at this point. And if you're not happy with your contract, I think that obviously I'm not, it's not my money, so it's easy for me to say, but I think the best option is to show good faith in 2023, show good faith at MLP Atlanta, and then you have 3 months to try and work this out. And then when 2024 comes, you're still not happy, you didn't get the bump you wanted, you feel like this person's overpaid and you're upset, then that's when you kind of, that's when your boycott would probably make a little bit more sense. But for an event that you've already signed up for, I'm not sure you really want to break a contract.
Okay.
And, so that's just my thought on it, my 2 cents. But Atlanta, I'm pumped. Premier League, the groups are very interesting because last year there was a lot of complaints that the Pioneers basically Ben and Annalise never had to play each other. The Pioneers and the Fives. And
supposedly all of this is done random.
Random. Yeah. And so the Pioneers and the Fives never had to play this year, right off this season. We'll call it season 2 because it's the same year. Right off the bat, Ben, Annalise, and Riley's teams are all in the same group.
What do they call that? The group of death?
The group of death if this was soccer. So yeah, let's start with a group of death.
Cool. So yeah, let's just run down, kind of tell what you're expecting from each group. Who's coming out?
I'll give some predictions.
Yeah. All right. So let's start with, is it Group A?
Group A. Yep.
Okay. So we got Frisco. No, this was
Group A is the Breakers, Bay Area.
Okay. Atlanta, Bay Area Breakers, Orlando, and Texas.
Okay. So.
No, you're talking about Group B.
Group B is the group of death. Okay. Group A. So we'll start with A.
Okay.
Okay. So Atlanta, I think everybody knows how I feel about Atlanta.
How do you feel?
I don't think they're very good. I just don't think they're going to be that good of a team. I mean, they have Paris Todd. They have Simone. They have Hunter Johnson. They have Pablo. I think that they're just a couple. I think that. Okay.
Let me rephrase this. This is Jimmy speaking. And as we're going to put that sign across the show that says the views are expressed during the show are those of Jimmy's.
Simone is a little bit long in the tooth, as my grandma used to say.
Okay.
And then the other, I think that Hunter Johnson and Pablo, I think they're great players, but I think that they're not there yet.
Okay.
Okay. They haven't really broke through yet. I think Pablo is closer than Hunter. But I think they're good players. They're just,
I would say Pablo has broken through, but he's broken through with Fed.
yes,
We haven't seen him play with other players and have that type of success.
Yes, exactly. And then Paris is Paris, right? Paris, here's a good example of Paris, right? Paris did not medal without Simone at APP a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Didn't medal at all. And then when Paris pulled out because she got hurt, Simone medaled with Allison Harris, right? I think that's kind of shows you who the alpha is.
So who do you think's coming out of that group? Group A.
And then Bay Area, so my predictions are Bay Area will come out of that group.
Okay, and that's Leah, Rafa,
Connor Garnett, and Etta Wright.
Okay.
I think they will come out of that group for sure. And then I think the second team is going to be a toss-up. So Orlando has Anna Bright, Deescu, Zane, and Rachel Rohrabacher. And then Texas has...
Is that Dylan?
Dylan, yeah.
Is that Rettmeyer?
Yeah, Dylan, Rettmeyer,
Lauren Stratman.
and Georgia, right? No.
I don't know.
I can't remember who the other girl is. No, it is Georgia.
Okay.
It is Georgia. Yeah, because it's the $1 million women's team.
Gotcha.
That's what they're going to be called. You think they're going to get grief for that?
I doubt it.
Did you ever used to watch wrestling?
No.
You didn't?
Not really. No.
Your poor parent, your parents.
Like WWE?
Yeah.
No.
So back in the day, there was a guy named the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Okay.
And he would just throw money everywhere, and he had a servant. His name was Virgil. You probably can't do that these days, but anyways, he had this servant that would follow him around everywhere.
Just pick it up
and just pick up the money, and Virgil was his chauffeur, and Virgil ended up wrestling actually back in the day. But anyways, that's that women's team. They're the $1 million women's team.
One thing to note. Bay Area Breakers did, I don't know what they call it, an exhibition against Ben Johns' team, the Chicago team.
Yeah.
And I believe Bay Area Breakers won 3-1.
3-1. They smashed them.
Yeah.
Too, and they weren't even really that close.
Yeah. Granted, it was an exhibition, so there's a lot of things.
Sure. And it was windy, and it was on surface was questionable. But I will say I will predict that Bay Area, and I'm going to say...
I would say, oof.
I'm going to say Texas.
I would say Texas.
Upsets Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be an upset.
Yeah, that's true. I think Texas has better men. I think Orlando, it depends on what Rohrabacher does. But I'm going to say Texas and Bay Area come out of Group A. That's my prediction.
I like it. Moving on. Group B.
The group of death.
Death.
Chicago Slice. So we have Ben Johns.
Eric
Lang. Jesse Irvin. Lacey Schneeman. Okay. We have Dallas Pickleball Club, which is James Ignatowicz, Callie Smith, Elise Jones, and Jay DeVilliers.
Yeah.
We have DC, who is my favorite, not to spoil anything.
Really?
Riley Newman. The Kawamotos are playing just too well right now. And Christian Alshon.
Okay.
That's hard for me to say. And then we have the Black Diamonds of Utah, which are
AJ
Thomas Waters, AJ, Thomas Wilson, and Irina Terashenko.
Yeah.
So out of that, that is a group of death because one, you have Ben, right? Honestly, Dallas, I think, is a fairly solid team.
They're all solid.
They're all solid. But my predictions out of that is I think DC.
Okay.
And I think that it's really hard to bet against Ben, but I think DC and Utah.
I would say that as well.
Are the two teams that come out of that.
Yeah. I would agree.
Dude, the Kawamotos are playing so well right now. I think what was the stat that Josh Gartman, who is the DC GM, that's weird, posted was something about Jackie having 6 of her last 9 tournaments were podiums or something.
Yeah.
They're just on fire. They're playing really well. They get to play with Riley. Christian is a good mixed player. I think he is. I think he needs to get better at men's, but I think that him with Riley will be at least good enough.
The only thing I'll say is, that should be a good team, but Riley's team last MLP season, I don't even think they made it out of group play.
Yeah, that team partied pretty hard though.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Party.
Party.
Yeah.
Was that the Hard Eights?
Yes, and he was with AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his sister.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a little bit interesting. So it's tough to say, but rally scoring it for sure adds a different dynamic to the.
And rally scoring with no freeze now.
Yeah, and so explain that as well.
Yeah, so basically what they're doing is they're rally scoring. You have to win on your serve still, but now there's not a freeze.
Yep.
So essentially, if they get to 18, you get to 20. No,
you used to have to win on your serve if you were 18 to 20.
Yeah,
but now you can still score points.
You can still score points all the way up to 20-20, basically.
Yeah.
So what that does is it helps the underdog because they don't get frozen anymore, and they can continue to score, and you can only score on your serve.
Yeah.
So I think what that will do is that will actually allow, if a team gets 20 and say another team is 16, that team at 16 is going to take a lot of chances because at that point they can they can't lose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So earlier on, we had heard that they were going to change the scoring up to 25.
Yeah.
And that has not come to pass yet, has it?
No, it hasn't. But they're always trying to evolve. So you got to think the MLP is still very, very new.
Yeah.
It's still very fresh. It's still very new. And so they're making these little tweaks to try to find out what's best. I actually talked to a couple people that are on this rules committee, or I don't even know if it's called a rules committee, but they're just throwing out ideas and trying to see what will work and what won't work. What I think happens is I think what they'll do is they'll take some of these ideas. If they were here, let me help you, MLP and PPA, since you're one now. What are we going to call them?
I don't know.
Can we just call them something? Can we just call them Team Pickleball?
Yeah, pickleball.
Okay, pickleball. Let me help you. Take all of these rules. Right? This is what they do in real sports, okay? Take these rules and try them at minor league pickleball. Right? And then see what works and doesn't work. So for example, this Arizona Pickleball League, I don't know if you've seen that's happening. They are doing 4 quarters.
Yeah. They've done that.
Yeah. They do 4 quarters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the APP is doing like every shot counts.
Yeah.
Every point counts.
I saw that. I didn't look into it, but I saw that.
So basically what it means is that like it's cumulative scoring. So like if you play, this is the way I understood it. Maybe I'm wrong. If it's confusing, but so like if you win in the quarters, I mean, I guess they're not even doing it like quarters, but you win in like game 1 of your group play, and then you go to game 2, game 3, all your points count for like a cumulative at the end.
Is this for every tournament or just like select tournaments?
I think it was just for for like their select tournaments.
Yeah.
So like all the points ended up counting. And so like if you win 11-5, lose 11-6, and then win 11-9, then they'll like do a cumulative.
The only issue with testing it with a lower group is it's going to be a lower group. And so you might not see the same changes or the same effects as it would be with a higher group. I play a lot of video games and they make modifications according to the pros, not the lower players, because the lower players it doesn't make sense for.
I can see that. Well, then they need to test it where it doesn't count then. How about that? Because I mean, I know they're going to keep making these modifications and they're going to keep making these tweaks. And the reality is they want it to be, 1, they want the players to be happy. And 2, they want it to be exciting.
Yeah.
And if it's not exciting for the fans and the players think it sucks, then So that'll be interesting. I don't know. I mean, they stuck with 21, but they got rid of the freeze. That's where we are right now.
Gotcha.
Group C.
Group C.
The Tyler Loong group.
Yes, it's named after me.
Pickleball Inc. is what we're going to call them. Whoever made this schedule has a great sense of humor.
Or totally random.
No way this was random.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's supposedly random.
Of all of MLP, first premier match of all of MLP.
Yeah.
So there's, however many teams, 12 teams, whatever it is. And the first match of the day.
Who is it?
Tyler Loong.
Brooklyn Aces.
Tyler Loong versus Tyson McGuffin.
There we go.
In the first match. The Brooklyn Aces versus Miami Pickleball Club.
Yeah.
Like you don't even get to warm up. You don't even get to finish your bagel. And you have that man in your face.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
There's no way that was random.
It's
random. I love every second of it.
Yeah.
This is what...
you better be there.
I mean, dude, I might get choked out. But this is what makes, honestly, like it's exciting. That's exciting to me. So that group is Atlanta, which is Julian Arnold.
No, Arizona.
Or Arizona, I mean. Yeah. Julian Arnold, Vivian David, Vivian Glassman.
Deckelbar.
And Deckelbar.
Yep.
Brooklyn, which is you, Catherine Parento, Andrea Coop, and Hayden Patrick Quinn. Big H in the house. Shout out Big H's mom and stepdad. They watch, big KOTC watchers. Jerry is a stud, by the way. You met Jerry.
Jerry's great.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Columbus is J-Dub.
Colin
Johns, right side king. Oh. Megan Dazan.
Careful there.
and Maggie Brasha. And then Miami is
Your boy.
Fed.
Okay.
Yeah, my boy's Fed.
And then your next, your
Fed
boy.
was the first round pick. Fed is the captain and the king of Miami. Remember that. Second round pick, not a first round pick, but the second round pick was Tyson McGuffin. Then Tyra Black.
Yep.
The Hurricane in Miami. The Miami Hurricanes. I mean, fitting.
And then
Mary
Brasha.
Brasha.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mary and Maggie are going to have to face off.
So who do you think comes out of Group C?
So I actually think that it's going to be Brooke. So Arizona's out. Sorry. I think Arizona they're not quite there yet.
Okay.
I don't love Arizona. I think they're a little bit streaky. I think Declan and Julian can get hot and beat a couple people, but I think at the end of the day, they're a little bit streaky.
Okay.
I don't love both of the mixed teams that they're going to have to throw out there.
Okay.
So I will say that I think that you guys have Catherine. You have the best female in the entire pool. Mm-hmm. So you and Hayden are solid. Coop's solid. So I'm going to say Brooklyn comes out of that. And then the second one is going to be a toss-up because it's hard to bet against J-Dub. Mm-hmm. Right? And I think J-Dub and Colin will be fine, but Colin is an automatic L for mixed.
With rally scoring, I don't know if
no,
you can
he's
say
an automatic.
anything,
No, he is.
He's
He's an automatic L. Do you put Colin with Megan or do you put Colin with Maggie?
I don't know.
I think you put Colin with Maggie because you're going to take an L either way.
I don't know.
So you might as well just sacrifice them.
Game day decision.
Sacrifice them to the MLP gods. And then you hope that J-Dub and Megan can pick up a win.
Okay.
And then you hope that J-Dub and Colin, and then Megan and Maggie they're going to go 1-4, honestly. 1-3. And then Miami, same thing. Miami's interesting too because Tyson and Fed.
So Miami chose 2 males
First.
as the first 2. And historically speaking, the teams that have done that have not had that good of a track record.
That's true. But what Miami did with their third is they took an upside pick. Mm-hmm. Well, with Tyra.
Yeah.
And back in July, you and I obviously thought Tyra was going to be good, but we didn't know how good.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 months later, that looks like a steal.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a steal right now. So while they took 2 guys first, they probably got a second round female in the third round.
True.
And so I think that their top 3 are solid. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they're going to mesh. I don't know how.
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't think any of these players have played together. Maybe Fed and Tyra a couple times in rec play.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of these players have played together in actual tournament settings.
And I don't love Mary, the Brasha pick. Not that I don't love
at that spot or with
I just don't think team, that. I think that like they do have a weakness. Everybody has a little bit of a weakness. Now in singles, that's a really is that the best singles team? It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Fed, Tyson, Tyra, and Mary.
But once again, MLP is crazy because we've seen some good singles teams last season lose.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think everything is up in the air.
Yeah.
Nothing is a lock. Nothing is guaranteed for the most part. So
I'm going to say Brooklyn and Miami.
Okay.
Come out of that. So
I hope so.
So we're going to go Bay Area, Texas, DC, Utah, Brooklyn, Miami.
Okay. Interesting.
And then once we get out of that, obviously, then they'll match you guys up by seed or whatever. But I think that the winner of MLP Atlanta is going to be DC. I think Riley
has a chip on his shoulder.
Has a little chip on his shoulder. He's trying to prove himself. He was pissed off the whole I don't want to be number 2 thing. He's got a really good team. He's got 2 solid females to play with. He has 2 females that play a lot like his sister.
The only thing is he can only do so much. He's only in there for two matches.
I agree.
And if he's putting that added pressure, I mean, the number 1 knock on Riley is that he stares down his partners, not his opponents, his partners. Yeah, and if he's wanting to win that bad, will he be doing that even more so?
Yeah, but dude, I mean, Jade Kawamoto will stare right back. She is the best RBF in all of pickleball. And she will look at Riley right back. Like, they are not going to be intimidated.
Will they be playing together?
By Riley Newman. I would think so. Well, I don't know. Maybe you play Christian so he can play the left.
Yeah. Christian likes the left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you want... I don't see a benefit. Here's my thought. I don't see a benefit to having 2 forehands in the middle with Riley Newman because he's going to take 80% of the balls anyway. So I might just pair him with Jackie. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in the air.
I mean, I know there's a lot to like, but I mean, serious about that.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I like Christian on the left.
Yeah, so
I like
Christian
Christian on the left. I think he plays better. He feels more comfortable.
Yeah.
He can Ernie. He can have the forehand in the middle.
Yeah. So if you go Christian, Jade, and then Jackie and Riley, right, and then Riley and Christian, and Riley can play the right with Christian if he wants to. He can play both.
Yeah.
And then obviously Jackie and Jade play together. They actually hate playing together, I think. I don't think they hate it, but, you know, there's got to be a little sibling rivalry there. Right? And Jade's the older one. How much older do you think? A couple minutes?
I don't know. My brother just had twins, like literally a week or two ago, and they were more than like an hour apart.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's an alpha in that twin group. Yeah, Jade's the alpha, I promise you. Like when we were at TOC, here's a story about the Kawamotos, because they're not cows, as they said to us.
Yeah.
We were sitting there and we were watching a match. I think it was Leia and Fed, I think, were playing, and Jackie's just sitting there talking, and like people start getting on the bleachers, right? The stack bros.
Yeah.
They start getting on the bleachers, and Jade starts moving up. She's like very nicely, but it was like, you guys are too close to me. And it's hot and it's sweaty, so I get it, right?
Yeah.
Some big dudes sitting down, obviously. I was already there, but anyway, she starts moving up. She finally gets to the top, like out of the way of everybody. And I was just kind of laughing, and I was like, what's happening? Like, she's trying to get away. And then she goes, Jackie, did you get that text? And Jackie's like, what text? And she's like, we have women's practice in 5 minutes. And Jackie's like, okay. And then like a few minutes later, Jackie and I are talking, and Jade's like, Jackie, I gave you 7 minutes. Let's go. And so it's clear who the lead twin is. How about that? It's clear who runs the show over there. Okay, Jade is the
2 extra minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, those 2 minutes of life has given Jade all the authority in the world. But I just think that DC, I think the DC's loaded. I think that that's a really good team. I know that, you know, the rumors are that Riley wanted Jesse. Riley, you're lucky that they had a GM because that GM made a good pick for you. He helped you out. So I'm going to predict that DC wins it. Yeah, dude, I'm just pumped for pickleball again. I'm pumped to
Pickleball.
All this stupid
Pickleball.
All this bit, like let the billionaires do billionaire things. Let the finance guy do finance things. Let these guys with all this money do whatever crap they want to do behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, we still have MLP Atlanta. It's still happening. Everybody's showing up as far as we know, unless there's some like secret boycott, which again doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Show up, get paid, go win. And this is your proving ground, right? If you feel like you're underpaid, then you freaking go ball out in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? And if people think you're overpaid, then you better have really thick skin because it's coming. Especially at an MLP event.
Yeah.
Because we got the dream $1 million team. There's a $1 million team, $1 million women's team, $1 million plus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
okay.
Anything else?
Anyways, no, I'm excited.
Do you have any other wild predictions, any crazy outbursts or anything like that to look out for?
So I think there's going to be tension. Dude, there's going to be tension there.
You think so?
There's going to be a little bit, yeah.
What, within the players or what?
So here's the thing.
I don't think there will be that much.
I don't think there's going to be a ton, but there's got to be a little bit. But the other thing is everybody's out to prove themselves now. If you got a big contract, you're trying to prove that you deserve that big contract. If you got a small contract, you're trying to prove that you deserve a big contract.
What if you got an average contract?
If you got an average contract, then you're probably an average player. And you're going to continue to be average. But like I just think that there's a little bit to prove. I also think, like I told you this before we started recording, is that a lot of these deals are total bullcrap. People are not being completely honest about how much they got both ways. Yeah. Some are inflating it and some are deflating. Yeah. And it's like you guys are, I mean, again, this is why you don't talk about money and you don't talk about salaries. And there's always like
unless it's the $5 million contract.
Unless you make $5 million, like Tyler, you tell everybody.
You have to let everybody know.
Yeah, you shout it from the rooftop. Zane was so jealous of that.
I know. He was super salty. He sent us a text. And
Zane Naruto was jealous of your $5 million deal.
Yeah.
But that's why you don't talk salaries, because if you talk salaries, like it just causes issues.
Yeah. But I mean, this guy, Jimmy, somehow has seen a lot of these contracts. We're not going to say which ones, but as he was saying, there's a lot that are insanely inflated And then as he was saying, there's a lot that are not as high as they were talking
just
about.
from what people are saying. Yeah, like there's rumors out there about,
I don't even know if I believe you. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'll just say this: like there was like NML. I shouldn't even talk about them, but they one of their big things was Guangdong was getting 500,000, and I'm just going to say that that's not accurate, and it's not even really close to accurate, to be honest. And so those are the things that people are pointing out, and it's just not true. And I get it. I mean, every other sport actually releases their salaries.
Yeah.
Like you can go and find out what every NFL player, NBA, MLB player makes. Maybe pickleball needs to do that at some point.
I heard that. I mean, I understand both sides. I mean, other sports do it, but also, I mean, look at other jobs. I mean, they don't do that as well.
Exactly.
So
That's true. So
interesting.
Yeah, it is. But I think that some of these salaries you'll be able to, if they really stick with this free agency plan, you'll be able to figure out what people are making based off of the salary caps and free agencies. But again, it's inflated on both sides. Our players underpaid, sure. Relatively speaking, I'm not saying overall, but relatively speaking, are some players vastly overpaid? Yes, and it's wild. Yeah. But, in the end, it's all going to shake out. And the best part about it is everybody made more money. Yeah. All of the players made more money than they were. Nobody signed for less money than they were making.
Yeah.
Right?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah. So that's how we're going to look at it. So yes, MLP Atlanta. By the way, I had somebody reach out to me before we start this.
Okay.
And they asked about rec play, if we had any good rec play stories. Do you have any good rec play stories?
I mean, that's too broad. I mean, of course we have good rec play stories.
But I mean,
are you talking about with pros or just like
crazies, pros, people you've ran into?
You're putting me on the spot.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but is there anything that because dude, I mean, so I'll tell a story. So I was playing in this ladder league, okay, once, and so we were in a group me. Right, in this ladder league, and I mean, this might shock some people, but I talked some trash.
No,
I didn't know the people in this group me. I didn't know I knew some of them, but I didn't know all of them. And so I started kind of just joking around with some of the people that I knew. I wasn't talking to any of these randoms in there. And this guy starts.
Who was it?
I don't know his name. I can't even remember his name. He starts firing off in the group me, firing back at me.
Okay.
Literally telling me that, I mean, he was very aggressive. And I was talking to someone else. I was talking to Ben Williams. You know Ben.
Yeah.
And Ben and I are buddies, and we were just kind of going back and forth at each other. And it was just Ben and I. And this guy jumps in all of a sudden, literally jumps in the middle of it. And I was like, bro, I don't even know you. Go away. So then he challenges me and my partner.
Yeah.
Right? Because now he's basically saying he's going to beat us and blah, blah, blah.
And you guys lost.
I never lose. So we show up to the court, and it's him, and it's his, I don't know if it's his girlfriend, fiance, someone, clearly they were dating. And we step on the court, and this is a 4-5 plus 5-0, like Callie Smith and her husband were in it. There's some, Elise was in it. There's some pretty high level players in it.
Okay.
This guy steps on the court, and we were right in the middle of the pack because it was the very first week, and they randomized it to start.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of middle of the pack. So they step on the court, and he goes to hit his first ball, and I mean, honestly, it looked like he never played pickleball before. Literally looked like he'd never played. So I look at my partner. We just kind of okay, let's just get this over with. It was best. We played best 3 out of 5 to 11. So we beat him 11-0, 11-0, 11-0.
Okay.
I'm not sure he even got a ball over the net. But as the games are going on, he's getting more and more pissed. Not at himself, but at her.
Yeah.
And honestly, she was better than him. She wasn't good, but she was better than him. And he starts yelling more and more and screaming and getting pissed and getting mad. And she's just sitting there and just taking it. And
then she explodes one time.
Yeah, you see it. You see it coming. And finally, she just loses it.
Yeah.
And throws her paddle, walks to the car. We didn't even, I think it was 9-0 in the third game. And she just pieces out. Yeah. Goes to the car.
Did they come together?
Gets in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets in the car, starts driving away. He just kind of stands on the court and he's like, and then he sprints to the car. No joke. The next day, they freaking withdrew from the ladder league. I've never seen him again.
Wow. Got to follow up on them.
I mean, I'm glad he's not there, but he was an absolute lunatic. I mean, he like was like dripping. I mean, we know people like this. He was dripping sweat, just like pissed. And like, we're like standing there like, dude, just get a ball over the net.
Yeah.
Everything as hard as he could, right? He's trying to take your head off. Yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of those.
Questions. Tell Jimmy to do a King of the Court Park takeover video series. We actually did do that once.
Well, now we have these.
Yeah, now we have these, so we might be able to do something like that. And it was fun.
That was fun. Yeah. We went to, we've talked about it, I think, but we went to this park, and there's a bunch of college bros there.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about this is, and maybe this happens everywhere, but it was like 12 people sitting on the court, like in the fence.
Yeah.
Right? While they're trying to play, and they're all just hanging out. And Tyler and I just went, we literally just started wrecking people. Yeah. They didn't know who we were.
We're wanting to do like a Uncle Drew series where I'll have Jimmy there just talking smack.
Yeah. And my job is to get us in a fight.
Yeah. So.
Maybe.
All right. Somebody said, for someone trying to break through the top pros, what 3 advices can you give? Why am I looking at you?
Because you know that I know how to break through.
All right. Well, you give your 2 or 3 and I'll give a couple.
Okay. I would say number 1 is consistency.
Okay.
You've got to make sure that you're consistent. Like, and like we joke about the 10,000 dinks, but you've got to make sure that you're consistent. You literally, like, you can't miss.
Yeah.
Number 2, I would say that you have to do 2 or 3 things like exceptionally well at a pro level. Okay. Whether that is, Tyler, obviously one of Tyler's things is obviously earning, right? But Tyler also has a really, really good forehand drive. Like, he has a professional level forehand drive. You've got to do a couple things like at a pro level, right? And then I think the third thing is you've got to be willing to grind. You've got to be willing to freaking put in the hours, put in the work. And like know that it's going to be a grind and it's not going to come overnight.
Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually agree to some degree with Jimmy. Number 1, consistency. You got to be able to make balls. If you look at all the top players, they just rarely miss. I always bring Ben into this. I mean, Ben is by far the best player, and truth be told, he's got a lot of good shots, but he just doesn't miss. Yeah. He just doesn't miss much. So number 1, consistency. Number 2 is develop an actual weapon. You want to be able to develop something that people are afraid of, whether that's your forehand, your drop, your ding, overhead smash, whatever it is. Make sure you have an actual weapon. And then number 3 is strategize. Make sure you have a game plan. You know how to beat certain people. Certain people are going to have different weaknesses than other people, so don't always get into the habit of hitting to someone's backhand. Sometimes somebody forehand might be worse. But yeah, keep grinding, keep setting goals, keep improving. It'll get there. What do you guys know about Tyson signing with Yola? Heard a 9-year deal, sock with Selkirk. So is this public or because
I don't know? I think it's out.
The Dink advertised it, right?
Yeah, I think it's out there enough now. Okay. Yeah, what we were told actually a month or longer ago is that Tyson is going to Yola. It is a 9-year deal. Sock is going to sign with Selkirk. Selkirk's going to sign a couple other players. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know when that's going to be announced. I don't know. Deals can always fall apart, but those are the rumors that are out there right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal, I think.
Does one win over the other in this trade or switch?
I mean, I think it's a little bit interesting because I actually do think Tyson moves paddles for Selkirk. He moves a lot of paddles for them.
But I feel like that was kind of their brand personality. I don't feel like that is Yola's as much image.
No,
at the moment.
Exactly. And Selkirk built their brand around Tyson. I mean, Tyson lives in Coeur d'Alene, right by the Selkirk headquarters. Yeah. Like, he would go train at their facility. And by the way, I heard that he got locked. Like, he can't go train there. No,
they changed the passcode.
No, I'm serious about that. By the way.
I mean, I don't know why they would let him.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? And he's putting courts in his yard for that reason. But anyways, I don't know if that's true.
I think he is putting courts, but I don't know if it's for that reason.
Yes, but he can't go. I know he can't go train there. Anyways, I don't know. I think that it's different, right? Because Sock is going to be a big name. If you're a tennis guy, obviously Sock is a huge name. Yeah. He's going to sell paddles for sure. But Yola and Tyson don't really have the similar branding. Yeah. Right? Yola is totally different. I mean, in fact, I can't remember the dude's name at Yola, but like, we've had some players on our podcast and we've talked to players who are with Yola, and those, like, Yola is very conservative. Like, there's some things that they've told we've had to delete certain things from a podcast that weren't even that bad. Yeah. because Yola wasn't happy with what they're saying. And so I don't know if Tyson crushing beers at the end of a match and, obviously flipping you off and doing all these things really fits the Yola brand, but maybe they'll figure that out.
Yeah. Tyler, why do your smiles look so forced in your MLP team picks? Jimmy, show him how. Can you show me how to smile?
I just smiled. I'm good luck.
Oh my gosh. That's probably accurate. I'm sure they are. Yeah. Whenever people tell me to smile, I just can't do a natural smile.
Is it because you were playing with Hayden?
No, this was, my previous ones. I'm guessing they're talking about with like Ben and Meg and Etta.
Yeah, that's why. That's not really team personality there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Megan actually has a really good, she's actually very funny.
Megan's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Etta and Ben are quiet.
Yes, super quiet. Even Meg is quiet, on the court.
Well, that's because she doesn't like you. Meg likes you. She's not quiet. Meg and I are homies and she's not quiet.
She's chatty with you.
Yeah, but with you, it makes sense.
If you can't outskill someone, can you still get the win with mental toughness? I would say 100%.
Yeah, sure.
In tennis, there's a book called Winning Ugly by Brad Gilbert. And it talks about just winning, even when you're not playing your best, winning ugly. Yeah. And so I would say, yeah.
You said it when that previous question. At the end of the day, like when you aren't on the top of your game, when you feel like you're not playing well, quit trying to speed up 2 inches off the ground, quit trying to drive balls through people, quit and just make balls. Right? It depends on what level you're at, but sometimes just making balls is enough. And you just have to make balls and make as many as you can. And I think too many people forget that.
Yeah.
So,
who won the merger? I don't know if we should answer this. Who won the merger in each of your opinions?
Well, here's the good news.
It's pickleball now.
But here's the good news. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
MLP owns 50%, PPA owns 50%.
Yeah.
And it's split right down the middle.
Real quick, what's your opinion?
My opinion on who won the merger is I actually thought MLP was winning. Mm-hmm. And I think that Tom Dundon is a witch. And somehow...
A wizard.
Well, he could be a witch or a wizard. I don't know. And somehow... he went from and I'm going to say winning just from strictly a player standpoint, okay? Because there was 85%.
I'm just laughing because we've gotten a lot of heat in the past with almost anything that we say with regards to this type of question.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but I think that MLP was winning, and I think that PPA will admit that they felt like they had lost at some point, especially when the Johnsons had signed. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, I think that it ends up 50-50 and almost... I'll even say 55-45 PPA because PPA is keeping their entire staff. PPA is keeping their offices. Connor Pardo is still technically running the tour to a certain degree, right?
Yes.
So I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know who Dundon has naked pictures of, but somehow PPA literally in the home stretch caught him and might have even passed him, but we'll just say 50-50. It's a win. Pickleball won. That's who won.
I would agree with that assessment. I'll just say from the very beginning I signed with PPA, I've been very confident, and throughout the entire process I was confident in my decision. Yeah. And I think a lot of people that were with PPA had the same feelings.
And just like we said earlier, we'll leave the finance to the finance guys and the billionaires to making billions and millionaires to making millions. But I do think that everybody feels like they won in this in a certain degree.
Yeah.
I've talked to owners and I don't think they're like 100% happy. But they also have a chance for their teams to be worth 4, 5, 6x. Yeah. Right? I don't think the players are 100% happy, but the players are making more money than they've ever made before. Yeah. I don't think that PPA is 100% happy because now they're splitting 50% of everything with MLP. But I think that the PPA realizes they have a chance to make more money than they've ever made. So everybody gave something, and I don't think that anybody is like ecstatic and maybe walking away. I mean, Steve Kuhn, he's probably not super happy. Yeah. But everybody gave a little bit, and they all did it for the better good of pickleball.
Would you like a king of the court style tournament, switching partners every match?
So I think that would be interesting. We've talked about that for PPA.
I think that'd be fun for like an exhibition or like a one-off tournament. I think that way,
that should be vibe.
Yeah.
All-star game vibe. Switch partners every time.
Yeah. I mean, that should determine who the true number one player is.
If you took the top, if you did a 3-day tournament, you played one game with the top 20 players.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not too many games in a day. And you did one game with the top 20 players, and then you basically did like the cumulative points, wins and losses and points after. You could determine who the true number one player is.
I think so.
That'd be sweet. Would Ben win it?
I would think he'd be in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Where would you land?
I feel like I would actually do well in those. I don't know, maybe top 10.
Because you're good with playing bad partners.
Exactly.
You just call your partners bad?
No, but generally speaking.
Oh, okay.
Because I've played with you in the past.
Okay, that's fair. It's not wrong.
All right, Tyler's in the top 2 cutest players, and he ain't number 2.
Whoa.
I'd feel really good, but
is that Brit?
No, it was a different sex.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, listen. I mean, that's very common in pickleball, so I'm proud of you. You're blushing.
I am blushing.
That's a real smile. See, that's how you get Tyler to smile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Jimmy think the mortgage rates are going to go back down?
Yeah. First quarter next year. They're going to go
down
back
to what, 6.8?
Well, I think that if they go down to 5%, we're going to have a freaking massive refi boom. So, yes, they're going to go down. Inflation is at 2%. It's getting lower. We're going to see a drop. Call me. Hit me up. Slide into my DMs. Let's do a loan for you.
Has Tyson seen the most recent pod?
Of course he has. He freaking probably watched it with a bowl of popcorn with the whole family.
Family guy.
Family movie night.
Will Jimmy agree to a sanctioned MMA fight with Tyson a la Musk Zuck style?
Sure. He would lose. Like literally, like I'm a grown up. I don't fight, but I would smash him. Do we have a lot of questions?
Yeah, we have too many. So I'm just skimming through a lot. There's this one person who keeps chiming in on all the videos. He said, Tyler, or I think he wants you to respond, but he says, does Tyler have a weaker serve than Colin Johns? Or just something to that effect. Well, something about my serve. Why is it so weak?
Well, you choose that. So this is what's funny is again, make balls, right? Tyler has a philosophy, and I'm going to speak for you here.
Okay.
That he can rip a serve. I've seen him rip a serve. I've been freaking nasty Nelson by Tyler more times than I can count. He can hit a very big serve if he wants to. Mm-hmm. The problem is Tyler has this philosophy that he could hit a big serve, but he might miss it 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 times. And the risk reward in Tyler's mind isn't worth it. So for him, he's going to just make balls. He's going to get his serve over, and he's going to win his points in other ways.
I will say I have been hitting them a little bit harder, my serves, but I still hold for the most part those sentiments and those feelings. I can't tell you the amount of times I've played with Tyson, I played with James Ignatowicz, who has probably the best serve, Ben Johns, and I still, when I'm playing with those guys, I'll do a lob serve, I'll do a short serve or something like that, and I promise you I get almost as many missed returns from our opponents than those guys do hitting those massive serves.
Yeah.
The only thing that those guys get is maybe shorter returns, but if you're going off of purely just missed returns, I feel, and this isn't hardcore data, I haven't charted the matches, but
this isn't real clear stats.
Exactly, real clear stats. But they miss just as many as my partners.
Yeah, so I get that for sure.
All right, let's do like 3 more questions. Yeah. Is it going to be awkward with Tyler and Tyson if Tyler and Tyson are on the same MLP team at some point? No. For me, I don't think so. I kind of doubt it with him. I mean, there's always stuff going on in sports. People jabbing at each other, chirping at each other.
You just let it go. Like, at the end of the day, you let it go. Like, there's no.
I actually still don't have anything really against Tyson. I think what he did was absolutely crazy and ridiculous. I was more so mad at the fact that he used an excuse, which was a lie. Had he just come at me and done all that stuff, that's fine.
Wait a minute. Can we talk about the rumor, though? Not even the rumor. It's his quote.
Sure. Was it on his pod or on his?
He sent a text to the Dink.
But it was just a text. It wasn't on his actual pod, right?
No. And he told the Dink.
Well, we don't know if that's true. Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't think Thomas and Zane are lying.
They might be trying to stir up something.
They said that Tyson stated that he was paid by Connor Ogden and Connor Pardo to flip you off and to basically stir stuff up.
Yeah.
that they paid him, like they wanted him to do it.
Yeah. I don't think that's true. And I asked Connor Pardo, and he said there's 0% chance of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird.
Yeah. But that is weird that he would say that.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't even know how to speak on that because that was just so weird to me.
Okay, we'll do 2 more questions.
But it is good for the sport, by the way. You guys are all welcome because guess what? Now everybody is going to tune into that very first match.
If I mail Jimmy a can of Skyline chili, will he eat it on the pod?
Is that Bang It Pickleball?
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry for bashing Skyline chili, and it comes in a can. That's even worse. That's disgusting. No, I won't eat it. Gross.
We'll put Jimmy's address right here on the screen.
No, that's gross, bro. I'm out.
Okay, we'll do 1 or 2 more. What are you working on now that you drill?
Yeah, Tyler.
What do you think, Jimmy? If I had to work on something, what would you say I needed to work on?
I think that you need to work on that. You are working on your backhand attacks.
Okay. I would agree. So I made this statement, and I wasn't saying it to be boastful or anything, but in my entire career, I haven't really gone out to a court specifically to drill. I've played a lot of rec games and done stuff in those rec games, but I've never gone out there with a bucket of balls and had somebody feed me balls like I'm doing right now. So 2 months ago or so, I started doing it, and I feel like it's made immense changes in my game. I still think I need probably another 2 months or so to truly feel comfortable with everything.
Yeah.
But I have been working on my balls out of the air, attacking them out of the air, really reaching in and speeding them up, and then speed ups off the ground. Okay. I'm lefty, and so I'm really working on accuracy on my inside out forehand, pulling them wide, and then also my backhand speed up off the ground, which is really good right now.
Love it. See?
Yeah.
And we're going to see it.
So I'm excited for that. Like I said, I still think I need another 2-ish months to truly feel.
Who are you playing with in mixed? Are you going to get Catherine or
what?
Or Coop?
Oh, this year? Oh, MLP. I don't know. I think it's up in the air. Okay. I'd love to play with Catherine. We've played together, but I like Coop as well. I think we could switch it up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Hayden feels the same way. He can play either.
Yeah.
So anything else, Jimmy?
Hayden's a goat. I love that kid. Hayden is an absolute legend.
Did you see that I got some Dippin' Dots? So I went to a store the other day, and they had a ton of Dippin' Dots, which I absolutely love. And
the ice cream of the future.
Well,
but
I don't
now
know if
it's the future.
Well, they've been around for like 20 years.
So I'm saying it's the ice cream of the future is their name, but like the future's here.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just loving them, craving them. So I went online, or I asked this question, where can I get bulk size bag? And people told me, so I ordered a bulk size bag, $90 for a bulk size bag.
What? How much ice cream do you get?
I don't know. It just said bulk size bag. So I got it.
$90?
Well, that's with shipping.
But still, do they dry ice pack it?
I think so. They have to.
Bro, $90 for ice cream?
Hey, it was good.
Oh my, yeah.
The thing is, if you get a normal cup of those Dippin' Dots, it's like $10 for a small thing.
There's a place in Lehigh that on Tuesdays, it's like half off Dippin' Dots, by the way.
Gotcha.
It's a gas station. I'll send you the.
Are they real Dippin' Dots or like a knockoff brand?
No, real ones. I'll send you the address. It's on Tuesdays, I think. Anyways, this was a little bit different episode. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thanks to picklershop.com. Go buy your next paddle there. Your one-stop shop for everything pickleball. Crown Pickleball. We love them. Try them out. Best value. Yeah. Socks. We got mod balls. Mod balls. Delicious. Healthy. Does it look like me?
Okay. And then our newest sponsor, Acacia Pickleball.
By the way, this is rad. Look what comes with it. A pickleball.
Yeah. So we love them. Go check them out. Use code KOTC to save yourself a little bit of money. You're going to love them. They're super, super lightweight. Honestly, I don't know how much they weigh, but they have been the lightest pickleball shoes I've ever worn.
And then the soles are very, very thick. They're going to last a long time. I mean, for obviously.
Yeah, depending on how much you play. But super comfortable, super lightweight, great colors, and you're supporting a great company. They really are a good company, good people.
And they match my outfit.
Exactly. Anything else, Jimmy?
No, I'm pumped for Atlanta. I'm pumped to actually watch people play pickleball again. I know that they played in Kansas City and Cincinnati, but like it just felt like there was this cloud over the sport at the time. It'll be nice to just get back to playing, to watching people play, to you guys doing what you do.
Okay. What do you guys think? Does Jimmy actually show up at MLP Atlanta? Put in the comments if you think he'll be there or not.
I don't know.
If he's saying I don't know, that's a big sign that he will not be there.
No, I have anyways, it's fine.
All right, thanks guys. Well, we'll tune in later. It never did that at the beginning. That's the very beginning.